Hey guys, welcome back to this week's episode. We are so excited to bring to you today's topic, which is Day of the Dead, El Dia De Los Muertos. We were ready to talk about a little bit of what it represents to us, what it means as a tradition to us Mexicans.
So exciting to be back, guys.
Yes, finally. And just before we get started, guys, I'm going to take a little drink, a little shot for all our loved ones. Cheers. Clink.
Salud.
This one's for you, Papa.
Y'all better leave him some on the actual day.
Now my dad,
He likes Bud Light. He ain't about that liquor.
he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't like tequila or any type of
he would
liquor.
Like el mío.
But I got him with the 12 pack though.
No, he would say la mía con la pura agüita. He would used to call the Bud Light que era agüita.
Según.
Porque estaba light. You know, it was
light.
strong. It was good.
I know.
Jessica, ni light, ni nada.
No, ni light.
Ni Light, ni Miller Light, ni Crayola Light.
Y ahora menos la pinche Malibu, dude.
No, I know.
Karina, when we went to that tour, oh my God, you said Malibu, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, just thinking about it.
Y miren que I don't drink Malibu like that, but that day something chill. I was like, oh, something chill, something to be chilling on. Pero guys, that shit era más pinche jugo de piña que pinche Malibu. But I think I mixed it not correct. Like I didn't mix it. I'm saying like pineapple and Malibu. I don't think I should have done that. I should have done like something else.
My drink was so good.
Yours was bomb as fuck. That shit was packing.
Even Jessica was drinking that bit.
Nah, I just drank like twice.
Stop lying.
Al último, she was like, pásame el straw pa' acá.
She was like, pásame la botella.
That's your song.
Oh my God, that used to be the OG song.
That was, I think you would sing that one.
What?
Esa la pásame la botella.
Yeah?
I remember you singing it.
Oh my God.
We were like in Merusco and she was talking about pásame la botella.
Nah,
The botella
was a little girl and she was singing that
Yeah,
song.
I was literally like in kindergarten, maybe second grade at most. And I don't know, I had this Puerto Rican friend.
Eso, ¿qué te
It's a
imaginabas que
song.
era?
Oh,
Pero
I
que-
thought it was like
She
a
was
jug
just
of
singing
water,
it.
like a botella, you know, like a bottle of water. And so like my friend, she even had a dance. So that's how it would always write Karina. I would come home and that's all I would sing, and I would do that little dance.
Y bailaba.
Yeah, shout out to you though, wherever you may be.
Dude, every time my mom would
That's a
see her
childhood
dancing,
memory. Yeah.
my mom would laugh her ass off.
This was my
porque ella
dance.
hacía.
I would be like, "Dame la botella."
We're gonna make her post a TikTok with the song dancing to it.
That's
para
a
que
bop
vean-
though. That's a bop.
Para que vean su bailecito.
Ajá.
Pero
I'm
creo
gonna
que
do my little dancey
todos llegamos a una etapa que cantamos canciones que we're not supposed to.
Oh yeah.
Pero que no te das cuenta.
Girl, I was in middle school talking about some, and she gonna shake it like a red nose.
No, ¿cuál fue?
Like-
La de P. Pablo, you know, like, how you like it, baby? What the fuck are we doing? Have you heard the nasty version?
Yeah.
Let me put you over here, let me do it. Girl, when I heard the dirty version, I was like, what the fuck are we
No,
singing?
You were gonna get a
to
heart
me,
attack.
guys,
Girl,
to me
it's
is SPM medicine.
Oh, no,
How
there's nothing
I knew-
wrong with that.
Girl, what? Yes, it's nothing wrong with it, but the way
I was about to
that
say, there's
he
nothing
just
sexual
speaks,
in it.
not
Yeah.
sexual, but the way he just speaks
Girl,
and
that's
stuff
my
like that.
jam.
Dude, esa canción me la sabía de pinche memoria.
Word by word.
Yes,
My
I
kids
still know
now,
it word by word.
my kids, they like examine the whole song. They're like, Mom, I was like, what? I'm like, why? Why does a guy think like that? I was like, I don't know.
Holy
Like, can
shit.
you believe it? He cheated on her, but then he didn't want her to cheat on him. I was like, I know. But they were so like
messed up.
intrigued.
Hey.
Like, what the heck?
Okay, les quiero preguntar algo. I asked
A ver,
Jessica
a ver.
today. Yesterday, I went out to eat with one of my homegirls, right? To a restaurant, and they were all eating, of course, con sus copotas de margaritas, right? And then my homegirl's like, "Hey, dude, they're praying." I was like, "What?"
What?
She's like, "Yeah, they're praying." I'm like,
What were the
"Oh."
margaritas?
No, dude, they had ya les habían traído el plato de comer though. But they were that's when my friend was like, dude, they're drinking, they're praying. Like, what? We pray when we drink? I was like, I don't know. And Jessica's like, maybe they're just praying for their food with the copa on the side. And
They're blessing their copas.
Pero ya le habían traído la comida.
Apenas yo se las habían traído, so then they were praying, but they were already drinking. I was like, like literally there, I questioned it. I was like, damn. When that happens, do you pray even though you're drinking or no? Like, would it be bad if you don't pray because you're drinking? Like, I don't know. Like, that was a mind fuck right there. I was like, holy shit. I mean, I don't daily pray for my food, but I am like at the end of the day, oh, gracias a Dios, you know, I was able to. But I don't sit there and pray for my food. So that's why I was like, damn, I can't really question it because I don't do it. So, question out there for you guys: is it weird? Is it weird that you pray?
¿Qué cosas? Like, you're about to drink
a margarita
to Bud Light
and get lit,
and you're gonna pray over that?
I don't know.
Is that even? I don't know.
Acceptable? I'm just kidding.
Is that acceptable? Is that liable?
That's why me and her were questioning each other. Like, is that okay? Ahora yo, is that okay? I don't know. I was like, I honestly don't.
I mean, come on, God had wine.
You're right. So I just feel as long as you say thank you, you're fine.
Yeah.
What? You say thank you to who?
To Jesus for the food they're about to eat.
Sometimes
But
I'm not
you're
gonna
say
lie,
thank
guys.
you for the beer that I'm about to get.
I have margaritas.
It's included. It's included.
You think so?
Are we
I feel
supposed to
like
drink
if
alcohol?
anything, I'm more of a person that's like, oh, like thank you to like whoever made this food, like all the people that took to make this meal. Like that's what I think of mostly.
Maybe that's what it was.
The hands that made this mixture for me.
Yeah, and not even that, but if you think about it, everything that got in your sandwich, tomatoes, onions, jalapenos, that was all picked by somebody. Yeah, so
maybe that's what they. Maybe that's por eso la hacen también, right? You never know. I don't know. Me and her were just like,
nah, girl, praying is praying.
For real.
Yeah.
Be thankful.
Yeah.
Ahora yo over here.
Okay, guys, I'm not gonna lie, but this was a big conversation in mine this week. So I want to ask you guys just like a quick little, what do you call it, a little icebreaker.
We tie over here from the TikTok.
For real. We filmed so many.
I can't believe that these girls wanna fucking have me over here dancing. Hey, luego estás, just get in rhythm, bitch. I got no rhythm. That's the whole point.
And we're like, pay attention.
Joanna, for like one more time I hear from you.
Hasta la agarró de atrás para.
I swear, I was like, I hear one more peep, you're a pro.
No, y le digo a Jessica que va a estar pinche soñando bailando la chingada.
Yeah, like I'm like, it's because I start good, but for some reason I just lose my rhythm, and I'm like, y me da because I know I can't. So I just don't try.
Mamá, bien que te deschongaste.
I see.
I know, but I'm so proud of you because you got out of your comfort zone and you did something.
I know. But at your mom's wedding, I was a little tipsy. That's why. That's how.
Oh yeah, you were going in though.
I
You said, take off my shot glass. I'm just kidding. No, but okay. So the question is, guys, and let me know if you guys are real no sabo kids or you guys know your Spanish.
Ay, no, qué miedo.
Oh God. Okay, go.
Okay, how do you say nipple in Spanish?
Pezón.
I don't know.
Dude, I didn't know. Literally, I was like, I don't fucking know. Chichi, like.
Chichi.
Oh,
like,
chichi's the
no, la
whole
chichi
thing.
is no, la
Chichi's
chichi.
like your chichi. And I was like,
sabrá Dios si es chichi, es pecho,
es
¿no?
pecho,
Oh,
yeah,
sí.
like your pecho. So I was like, I don't know.
Who asked you that?
Hector. Yeah, he asked me. He was like, "How would you say that?" And I was like, "I don't know." He's like, "Ask your mom." I was like, "Hell no, ask your mom." But then when me and mom we had a little daughter day. I felt so happy that day. Yeah, she took me out shopping.
Jesus.
And then you're like randomly.
Yeah,
Mom.
I'm like, "Mom, how do you say nipple?" And then she told me, no, she took her a while too. She was like, pues pecho, just like you. She's like, pues pecho aquí. And I'm like, no, ma, pero like your area.
Did you took it out and showed it
No,
to me?
I was just like,
You're like, no, mami, el colorcito aquí, la que tiene la chichita.
And then she's like, sí, pezón. I was like, oh, okay.
Shit.
But I was like, not a lot of people know that. Like, come on.
Girl, yes I do.
Yeah, you.
She's like, I
Mira, y
know,
me
my
sorprende es que tú no sepas si you breastfeed, girl.
I know, but I just call it nipple.
My
we talk about chichi and this.
Free the
like,
nips.
get it chichi. My son. That's the reason why I know he wants it, because he laughs.
Oh my god! Yeah, today we were on the phone and he was fussing. I'm like, man, what's wrong with that boy? She's like, no, ya quiere chiche. Look at him. He brought his little blanket to me and everything. And then I could hear him on the phone because he was laughing and like he wants it.
Girl, if I want him to come to me, I just show him my boob. He's like, you know, sometimes they like, I want to put his shoes on or something, and he won't come to me. So just like, look, and he looks at my boob. He's like, and he comes wide, and he comes, and he was like, oh, no que no venías.
He's like, I'll come for that.
So this week is Dia de los Muertos,
Day of the Dead.
And I guess let's give a little background of how
like what
we
it kind
celebrate
of kind of what it means to us.
Yeah. Well, it starts on November 1st, and then it ends November 2nd. November 1st is for the baby angels, ¿cómo se dice? Angel babies. And the 2nd is for everyone else.
So
the
pretty
adults.
much if you had a loss, a baby or a child,
Yes.
that's their day.
November 1st.
November 1st.
Yes, and it's obviously like a big, como una fiesta para celebrar la vida de los que ya no tenemos, which I think it's so beautiful, just to celebrate death, even though that it's so painful.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, guys, and I'm sorry if I cry in this episode, but you know, it's kind of hard.
Yeah,
Definitely. It's a tough subject.
Yeah. I was learning that it goes all the way back to the Aztecs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can see it. I can see it in the things that we wear, well, not we, but you know, the people in the
Like
not the festivals. Yeah, I would say the
Catrines.
festivals, the parades that they have in Mexico. I can see it.
Definitely. And I can see a lot of it in the things that we bring to the altar.
Yeah.
Such as I heard or I've seen that basically it represents kind of like, how would you say, the 5 standards of life or something like that they're called. Basically like wind, fire, air, and earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you put fire would be like the luz.
Luces.
La luz, or you know, a candle, a really nice candle. The water obviously would be their favorite drink, a beverage, beer, you know, anything they love. The earth would be basically anything, the flowers, anything herbal, anything they really love. And then
thought in the back of your head, like, you know, you're just doing this, but like, I don't know, I just feel like it gave you like a vision of
and
what
did you know,
thought.
But
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I sorry, we had already recorded, but we deleted it. But I want to put it out there. But I did witness that.
But tell us, like, what was that like? How was that experiencing like that in Tierra de Mexico, literally?
I was in the 1st grade, I think. I want to say I was in the 1st grade, and it's pretty much like the whole school gets together. It's like a big event, and like we made sugar skulls. If you had a dead relative or whoever you had in the family, you wanted to bring a picture, you would bring it in. Then we would go, salíamos a la plaza.
Oh my god!
So all the classes would make their own altar y salimos a la plaza y teníamos la de nosotros estaba casi por la entrada de la plaza, like in front of the church.
Yeah, right.
And then está la entrada de la escuela. Ours was like right next to the door de la escuela, and I remember like we had a really big. I remember the marigolds. It was like all over. Yeah, and I remember my mom when she also had taken the sugar school and the whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
La calaverita.
La calaverita. Yeah, and then afterwards, I remember everybody walking al panteón. Todos, like a lot of people, and then like todas las familias reunidas in surrounding las tumbas, the graves, cleaning them. And I do remember one thing. Porque uno de chiquito siempre quiere andar jugando.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Y me recuerdo que mi mamá me regañó, me dijo, no andes cruzando la tumba. Like, you can't be, like, crossing, like, you know, jumping over the grave where they're at, porque te maloreas. I don't know what the hell that means in English, so.
Till this day, I still don't know what that means.
No, I don't know. It's
I don't know how to say that.
I mean, maybe somebody out there knows, but I don't know. But you cannot play like that over there. So, yeah, and then you hear people, like, que les llevan mariachis. You hear that in the background.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's rarely when you hear somebody crying, because I don't remember nobody crying.
Wow.
Nobody.
No, because it's like a celebration.
Yeah, they like celebrating
because
their life.
Because they're coming to visit us, basically.
Yeah.
Like the Coco movie.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. Like,
my God.
I don't think we celebrated.
I feel like that changed me, like, completely.
Yeah.
And my daughter came home like I guess they had talked about it at school, and my daughter came home talking like about that, like asking me questions, and I didn't know what to say because like
you never had
didn't celebrate. Like I didn't even know there was a Day of the Dead.
Oh, you didn't? I was about to ask, but you knew about it. You didn't know?
That's what I'm saying. Like I did not celebrate it at home. My mom,
I didn't know like details. Obviously, sabes que Dia de Muertos, pero no sabes details. You know what I mean?
Like what it means.
So yeah, I started when my grandpa passed away. I want to say 2015.
Yeah.
I started that year, and then I'm like, oh well, if I'm doing it for my grandpa, obviously I'm gonna do it for. In that time, well, my other relatives, you know, that I could. And even the people that I don't have pictures of, you know, I still think about them, and you know.
Yeah. Oh, well, I actually want to tell you guys a beautiful story of how the flor de what is it called? Suchumil?
No,
Sochomil?
Pasuchil.
Pasuchil. That's how Cempasúchil? Cempasúchil. That's the flower. What's that?
Yeah,
the flower?
marigold.
Okay. So how the story came about, how the marigolds became a staple to the Day of the Dead, is basically there's an Aztec warrior that he fell in love with this beautiful girl. I forgot her name, but that was his name. His name was what is it? Epasuchil. I swear it's something different, but
Cempasúchil.
yeah, there you go, Cempasúchil. So basically they were really in love, and their favorite thing to do was to pray to the god of the sun. So that's what they would do every day. And once he did go off to war, you know, they came back and told her that her loved one had passed, her husband. And so she climbed the tallest pyramid that she could find, and she prayed to the god of the sun. And he has a name, I just can't remember exactly the name, but to the god. And he came back as a hummingbird, and he turned her into a marigold. Yeah, and so then they said as long as marigolds exist, hummingbirds will always be near them as well. And I was like, oh my god. I was like, wow, like who would have thought? Like I was like, wow. And that's so crazy because that's his name, and that's the name of the flor.
Yeah.
And he came back as a flor. No, he came back as a hummingbird, and she was a flor.
Yeah. Wow. I think también otra cosa que también se nos olvida that represents el Día de los Muertos también es la mariposa, the monarch butterfly.
Really? That is very true.
Yeah.
The black one.
Yeah, it travels to Mexico around this time.
The orange and black one, right?
The orange.
And those are the most. And have you noticed that I feel like I'm seeing those less and less every year. I see mostly
there is a shortage.
Yellow, mostly like
or
black. Yeah, but
it's
rare.
It's because of the cutting trees, there's not
deforestation.
as much. Yeah, so the less that we have that, the less the monarchy butterflies are seen.
That's sad. I'm like, that's sad. It is so true. I'm not seeing one of the orange and black butterflies in forever.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, but so del difunto. He passed away. I want to say like 4 years ago, but I don't have.
It's not that far from now. I would think we were gonna say like longer.
No, I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago. But no, I wasn't so close to him. But he's a pretty nice person, and we have pictures of him.
Oh, okay.
Pero una sí que sí me llega al corazón es de mi great grandma, del lado de mi abuelita. So, mi abuelita Julia. Oh, yeah, porque estábamos en México.
I know Mexico is home, so I feel like that hits hard because I feel like Mexico is literally your roots, your home. Yeah. It's where you feel the most yourself.
Yeah. So, mi abuelita Julia, well, no le decíamos abuelita Julia, se le dice mi ma Julia.
Yeah, like us.
Yeah.
But she was my great grandma, mi ma Julia. So, she loved planting. Tenía un jardín. Y me acuerdo que yo y mi hermana, we would love her garden because it was full of butterflies. So, yeah. So, nosotros siempre cuando íbamos, andábamos por el garden y se las cortábamos. Y luego siempre nos regañaba, nos regañaba y decían, ¿quién me anda cortando mis flores? And we were like, no. Dice, porque cuando vienen unas niñas, siempre se me desaparecen mis flores. And I was like, oh, no.
¿Quién sabe qué niñas eran?
Y entonces ella decía, I remember her telling me, like, they're alive. Don't cut them because they're alive. They have feelings.
They have life.
Yeah. So, y me acuerdo mucho que cuando íbamos, andábamos de maldosas y siempre como que ella ya los atinaba que era, it was
you guys.
Yeah.
So she would come walking. Y ella, she would whistle. And we would hide, and then you would hear her singing, and she's like, she would call us, vale más que no me estén cortando mis flores. And I was like, no.
You guys in the bushes like, fuck.
We were hiding, just looking at her going away, but we stopped. Y ella, yo creo que cuando ella se murió, y este sueño lo tuve, siempre me llega. So
Take your
I
time.
wasn't able to go.
Yeah.
And como a los 2-3 días, yo tuve un sueño. And so in this dream, so I saw her. Yeah, I knew I was sleeping because I was like, Juelita. No, le dije, Ma Julia. And then she's like, ay, mi niña. I'm like, I couldn't go. Yo no me le dije así.
Yeah.
And then she's like, it's okay. Le dice, está bien. Yo sé que no pudiste decir, está bien. And I remember her hugging me. And it felt so real. It's so real.
Yeah.
I woke up and it was una sensación. It was so heavy. And I remember calling my mom. And I told her, I was like, tuve un sueño de mi abuelita. And I think the part that gets to me es porque se sintió so warming.
Yeah.
And it was not, yo he tenido sueños.
Yeah.
And I know like when it's something big, like, and this one just felt it. And her just saying that it was okay. Like telling me, don't cry.
Yeah.
You know, don't cry. It's okay. I understand. And then I also told my grandma, which was her mom. I remember I had that dream. And my grandma too, like she cried.
Yeah.
And it's just like the fact, you know, like uno piensa que like
They don't remember you.
Yeah, they won't remember you.
Yeah.
And I was the only one who didn't went back after I left. I was the only one. She never got to see me again.
Oh, yeah.
And every time my mom would go to Mexico, because my other sisters did, they went back. And I never did. And my mom would always tell me that she would ask for me.
Yeah.
Siempre preguntaba de mí.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I never went por cabezona, you know.
Yeah. It's because like como que uno se olvida, like it's so hard because you know we live life like day by day and we have kids, so like uno se pone mucho like they have school and like
Sí.
like o pasan cosas en la vida, güey, que like you're like, ay, vamos next year porque este año pues no hay
No se
tiempo, o ya si te vas y pues uno no se acuerda que tenemos gente allá o like abuelitos que they don't have that like time or
so it's hard. Y eso fue el que me llegó al corazón, because I couldn't be there. And then it was her husband, que era mi pachevo. And him too. Pero él era canijito, ¿eh? Él sí, like, I didn't have any dreams, but él era como bien borrachito, le gustaba tomar.
Yeah.
And I remember he would go, every time he would drink, he would end up at our house. Y siempre llegaba ahí, y una vez sí lo sacó la navaja, and she's like, and we were like, oh my God, he's gonna like stab us. Yeah, it was such a big deal. Sí, and then, mi pachevo. And then I had mi bisabuela from my grandpa's side, from my mom's side. And her, I only met her for a while. Ella fue la que me barrió. Yeah. And then ella igual, like I was really small. I didn't have so many memories, but like she was very nice, you know. It was very heartwarming. She had a lot of love, you know. So it was her, like those are my great grandparents that I but yeah, those are my relatives that really
came back on track.
Oh yeah. Who's next? Who next?
I know, guys. I don't know how we're gonna get through this podcast.
I thought I wasn't gonna cry. I don't know, like. But you know what? It's in honor of them.
Es bonito, but it's just painful. And ¿y hace cuánto, Sister Bear, que you said que she passed? Y like, you still que todavía te llega, you know, y todavía te da el sentimiento.
Yeah. Y mi great grandparents from my mom's side, ellos vivían en las juntas. And then mi otra abuelita sí vivía allí en el refugio.
Who's next?
Nobody wants to go, huh?
Yeah, no queremos.
I'm not ready to cry. But I'll go next. So we'll go in a circle.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
So I'm right next to Yesenia. I'm just like, no, but I would definitely say the people that have really impacted my grief. I had met him in 6th grade. So I knew him all my middle school years. So it was just crazy to see someone grow and just get to know them on a personal level, get to know their family, like what they're like. And like I said, he was such a troublemaker, but oh my God, he's the best person ever. And such a trustworthy friend. He was the friend that would make you laugh all the fucking time. Like, this man, he loved the song. You know that song, We Would Never Be Royals.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, he loved that song. He loved Lord, if you're listening to this, which I doubt, but girl, he was a crazy little boy. And, you know, he was, like I said, he was my best friend for a long, long time. So I remember that when I found out, he actually passed away on Halloween. So it's actually so crazy that this is, you know, what happened.
Close to his anniversary.
Literally. And he would have been 21.
Oh, yeah.
It was really, really hard. And definitely because, thank God, like all of our friends, we were really close. So we all grieved together, which was really good. So
it helped you.
It helped a lot. Yeah. It helped me get through just that whole, like, I didn't know what to do. I was so young. So I remember when I found out, I was with my cousins because I spent Halloween with them. And he went out with another group of friends. And so the next morning, like, I kept seeing people, like, say, like, R.I.P. And I'm like, wait, like, what? Like, and he had a name similar to a character on a show. So I kept thinking they were talking about someone on a show. I kid you not, guys. Like, I was so in disbelief until, like, I went on Instagram and I started seeing, like, literally people posting pictures of him. And I'm like, what? Like, I just seen this kid at school. Like, we were literally talking about what are we going to be for Halloween. Like, you know? Thank God she lived, like, 2 minutes away. Like, 3 houses down. And I remember I didn't even want to walk home. Like, I was just like, somebody come get me. I just called Karina and I was like, come get me, please. Like, I just need to go home. I don't know, but I just need to go home. I can't be here. And I did. I went home and I just ran to my mom. Because that was the only thing I knew how to do was just to run to my mom. Yeah. I remember mom just thought I was crazy. Like, she's like, what happened to you? Like, did something happen to you on Halloween? I was like, no, mom. Like, it did happen to me. Like,
honestly, it took her like an hour
to even say
to tell my mom what happened. My mom was like, what happened? I'm like, I don't know. She didn't tell me either. Like, I don't know. Like, and then she told us and we were like, oh, shit.
Yeah. And I felt so dead.
Yeah.
Like,
do you think about him every day?
All the time. I think about him mostly when I'm like, I don't know. I feel like mostly when I'm out and I'm having a really good time.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, damn, bro. Like, he would never get to know what this feels like. And I feel like a lot of the times back then, I feel like I would be like, oh my God, like, why them? Why them? But now I feel like, thankfully, with, you know, the grief of dad, I've learned to be like, no, I'm living for them. Yeah. I'm living the things that they never got to live. So that way, you know, through me, they're living. That's how I feel. But definitely, that was one of the hardest passings that, you know, I experienced very, very young. I was literally a little kid. But yeah, and then as an adult, now my dad, like, I feel like that has taken the biggest toll on my life, as well as my sisters, I feel. But yeah, my dad's passing was, I'm pretty sure, the hardest punch in my life that I've ever felt. My dad was such a crazy man. He really was. I don't remember him being crazy, but he was scary. No, he was crazy. He was a crazy man. But I love him to death. My dad is probably the most realist person, blunt person you will ever find. He's not gonna lie to you in your face. He's gonna tell you your breath stank. My dad is just the best person, because I feel like even though throughout his life he made so many mistakes, I feel like at the end, the way I seen him in his most rawest form. I seen him when like, I just want to hug, but he wasn't afraid to ask. Like, me and my dad, we couldn't hug unless we were like saying bye or hi, you know.
Que es la costumbre.
But the fact that, like, he was like, I don't even remember how I remember this, but he was like, can you give me a hug? Like, when he got back from his radiation, and I was like, of course, Dad. Like, he's like, I'm just so cold. I'm like, oh, I'll hug you.
He just wanted to use you.
He was like, because you're warm. But
era bien friolento, so.
Definitely, but he was such a hardworking man. Es algo que nunca lo vas a poder quitar de mi pa. It's like, he worked so hard. So fucking hard. He broke his fucking rajaba. Nunca. So proud to be his daughter that, girl, I would get rostro tatted on my forehead if I could. I really would. And I'm just so grateful to have met my friend, you know, and to have the dad that I had, because
Did she
nothing, yeah. And nothing in this world. I would not change him for anybody in this world. They need to stop being the, oh my God, I'm so sorry person. I'm such a like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I could have done nothing to you. I could have just raised by your shoulder, but I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I'm such a like apologizer. I'm such a people pleaser. But I feel like through this grief process and through remembering my dad, I've learned to have patience. I've learned to definitely strive for better.
Oh man,
girl, you next. So
I'm like, get it together. Get it together. Well,
I know. The worst day to wear makeup. My eyelashes are falling.
Her whole costume is gone.
As a matter of fact, it's half another shot. It's shot o'clock.
Yeah, let me pull up before I talk, because there's times where I wake up like especially weekends, because weekends were like my turn, because during the week my sisters were with him all the time, and of course I was working long shifts during the week. Weekends was our time,
father-daughter time.
Yeah. Like Saturday came, and it was, let's go to the pulga, let's do this, let's do that, let's go get our breakfast. It was just a routine. And at times when I am by like I said, when I wake up on Saturdays, sometimes I'm just like, damn bro, like I cannot believe I will not be going to the pulga today. When we say he was crazy, we don't mean like,
oh yeah, we don't mean like crackhead crazy
or
like,
psych ward crazy. No, he just like
era un aventurero.
No, es que
le valía madre.
Yeah, le valía madre. And my dad, back then, he was an alcoholic.
Damn.
To the day he died.
Yeah.
Like desde que lo conocemos hasta el día que ya no estuvo con nosotros.
That's true. But I will say that every moment that I did spend with him on Saturdays or the weekend, whatever, I would always ask him very intimate questions, because I wanted to know about his life. I wanted to know, like, what's up with you, Aiden? Like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like,
what's up with you?
Yeah, like, what's up with you? Like, I just wanted to know, like, cómo fue él en su pasatiempo, like, how he met my mom, and
just history.
Yeah, history and stuff like that. And I do remember, like, once we did get bad news that my dad was very sick, and we may not have him for a very long time, I started asking deeper questions, like, what's that one thing you would want to change that you wish you would have changed in your life, or what's one thing you would have changed in your life from back then? And he would tell me, and I feel like I took it pretty seriously, because my dad would always tell me, tú vive tu vida.
Oh yeah,
vive tu vida. Don't hold back. Like, you don't live for other people, you live for yourself.
Yeah.
Like, he was giving the advice that
he probably wanted to take, or he wishes he would have took it, So I did take it pretty serious, and like just talking right now about him, like all these like flashbacks are just coming back, and the main thing is just, I don't know, I just see my dad, and nah, no chillar.
Quiere chillar.
Nah,
¿Cómo
guys.
va a ser bebé?
That was his shit, bro. I would be like, pa, es que llegué tarde. ¿Cómo va a ser, bebé? And I'm like, babe. I'm like, no, papi, es que si pasa, I'm late. Nah, but yeah, my dad is, I would honestly just say that's like the closest death I've kind of had, besides like other family members. I do have a cousin that in Mexico, that she did pass away. I didn't get to know her that much. I met her, I knew her for a couple years that I would go and stuff like that. When she did pass away, it was just kind of something, she passed away before my father did. So it was kind of like, whoa, like no me pegó tan fuerte, but it did because of my little cousins. She had kids that she did leave behind.
They were pretty young.
Yeah, and she was so young too. Beautiful
She was barely
woman.
in her late 30s.
Very, very beautiful woman. I'm just gonna say her name. Her name's Monica.
She made the best choco flan. Sorry, just had
yes. She made about the best cakes in El Refugio. Sí, me acuerdo. I remember of a story. When we did go visit her, I remember a story that she did tell us.
The last time, no?
Yeah, the last time that we actually saw her and spoke to her and stuff like that.
Was she already sick?
Yes.
Okay.
She was already, how do you call it?
She was on bed rest, and so
bedridden.
Bedridden.
It was kind of like she was on
she was kind of
like
on hospice.
hospice.
A little bit, yeah. And she was telling us that a few years, like a year ago or 2 years ago, she had went to Georgia to go visit her brother that lives there, and that she had never ever seen snow. So of course it was cold or whatever.
And mind you, she had just got there one day before, and then the next day she said she woke up and there's snowflakes falling on her face.
Yes, that there was snow everywhere. Like they were like up to where you can see it by the window, and she was just like, "Oh my god!" Like era algo que yo nunca había visto en mi vida. Like she's like, it was so beautiful. Like I literally told my brother, "I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die soon because like I'm seeing all these beautiful things here. Like, what the hell?" Like she said she was so impressed.
She said she's like, "Yo creo que nomás hizo nieve para mí." She said it was just for me because I had just got there, and she's like, yo creo que ya me voy a morir, Miguel. She's like, because like yo nunca he visto unas cosas tan bonitas en mi vida.
Yeah.
And she's like, mírame ahora, tía. And I was like, oh my god.
Like, you know, I was just like, wow. But yeah, that to me was it hit me hard because I think it was mostly because of the children, my little cousins and stuff, like dealing with, like, it's different from here in the US than in Mexico. I feel like you're more with your beloved one, like you actually like
spend time, and I feel like not celebrate them, but as in like mourn them. Actually sit there and sit with them through days and
2-3 days, nights. They would be there nights, like les cantaban, los velan. Yeah, like for my grandpa too, like my mom's dad, when he passed away, my mom says that one of his best friends that él tocaba la guitarra, he played all night for him. All night. All he did was sung all his favorite songs. And I'm just like, damn, that is just so beautiful that, you know, somebody does that for them.
Yeah, y en México creo que es lo más bonito. Like, aquí no te dejan hacer eso. Like, aquí vienen por ellos, los vas y you're with them for like an hour or two.
My grandpa, I feel like he wasn't the typical grandpa. Or maybe to me he wasn't. Because
he wasn't a regular grandpa. He was a cool grandpa.
There you go. Because my grandpa spoke English. So we would communicate in English, like, and my parents, when we were little, my parents, they didn't know a lot of English, so we would go visit my grandpa and be like, "Grandpa," literally we would call him grandpa instead of abuelito. Be like, "Grandpa." We would just have a full conversation in English, and both of my parents were just like, "What the fuck what are you guys saying?" Like, what?
And he had all the good VCRs, let me tell you what.
Oh my god, he would hate when we would eat his Three Musketeers. Yeah, he hated it.
I think that's one thing too that I remember about your grandpa, because I don't know if y'all know, we also stayed with him too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we lived with him.
What?
Yeah, we lived with him for a while.
Okay, abuela Jesus.
Yeah, and he was so chill, and I think that's one of the things that he would tell me. He would be like, you need to be paying attention to school because English is good. You need to learn English. And I was like, yes. I knew my English, but it was así como Spanglish. Yeah. And then he's like, tienes que aprender más inglés.
I feel like when I was pregnant at the time when he got sick. He did get sick and he got better, and I was pregnant at the time, and my mom kept telling me, "Tell your grandpa you're pregnant because he's gonna come in a month." He's gonna come. No, he's gonna come in 2 months.
He was literally gonna come like literally in 2 months.
2 months
to the house.
Yes, and I was pregnant. I was like 5 months pregnant, and I remember my mom kept telling me, "Tell your grandpa, and you know my grandpa knows English, so I was like, I'm gonna feel weird and this and that, and yeah, guys, I never got to tell my grandpa I was pregnant because then the next thing I knew, my mom called me. At that time, I was living
your baby daddy.
Yes. Yeah. To put it right. No, I was gonna say it properly. I was gonna say I lived with my
daughter's father.
Yes. We were living with his uncle at that moment, and I remember, guys, Oh my God. Era una traila. We lived in a traila, right? And guys, I screamed and I cried so bad that I woke them up and they thought I was like something
In
had
labor?
happened. Not in labor, because I was like 5-6 months. Or I think I was like 7. Like, no, I think I was like 6 or 7 months. And they were like, what's wrong with her? What's wrong with her? And then literally they barged in our room and they were like, no, her grandpa just passed. And then they were like, oh. But I was like, oh my God, I felt so bad. I was like, damn.
And
But
let me tell you guys, I would not compare it to giving the phone call to Jessica.
Oh,
my
Joanna gave it to me.
Yes, because my mom kept asking me like, do you want to or do you want me? And I was like, I think I got it. Like, that's my sister. Like,
because Jessica was like more
She was the
close.
closest.
No,
closest to my
like that
grandpa.
was my
favorite.
Yeah,
They
that was exactly. I was about to say that was my grandpa's baby. Like you couldn't touch her, move her. Like that was her. That was his number one baby. Like my grandpa loved Jessica with all his heart, and I don't mean like he didn't love us, but what I mean by that is like he really supported my sister. Like he was there with her through the hard, through the good, through everything. Like he loved my sister like a daughter, literally.
I know.
So I feel like giving that news to her was the worst possible feeling because I knew it wasn't like, and the fact that she was still like, no, say it again, like say it right, like are you sure? And like I was like, yes, you can, like, and I was just like, I don't know what else to say, like, and she's like, okay, I gotta call you back, like I can't.
But she just told you like that. I gotta call you back.
No, she at first she kept saying what, like she kept like she couldn't believe it, and then
Because it was in the middle of the night.
Literally, it was 4 o'clock in the morning.
4 o'clock in the morning.
It was 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I remember I was just like, and I told her in my little ass girl voice, I was like, Jessica, Grandpa
you were little.
passed. And then he's like, what Grandpa? Which one? And I was like, Grandpa, like Grandpa, like the only Grandpa we have, Grandpa. And I remember that's the first thing she said was, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean? And I was like, yeah, like Mom just got a call, like, you know, and I was explaining it to her, but she was just, that's the second thing she said was like, I gotta call you back, I can't.
Yeah.
And but I can hear her crying, and I just feel like
I don't know, guys. I got my hopes up because yes, I was pregnant, but my mom told me like, let's go to Mexico. I grabbed my shit and I fucking left. I went to my mom's house. I get there and then my mom's like, no, you're pregnant, you can't go. Bro,
it's so imagine the grief on you.
I know, but I was so pissed, guys. And could you not?
sorry guys,
Because I feel like I didn't get to see my grandpa, you know, like passing, or he had passed away. It was a few months like after he had passed, and my dad got into a really bad accident at work. And I remember we were on our way to the hospital, and then I told Joanna, I'm like, Joanna, call grandpa and tell him Dad got into an accident. Bro, she looked at me like, Karina,
like I thought she was crazy. Like I was like, are you okay?
I was like, I even cried more because I'm like, what the fuck? You see, like,
Like,
to
I
me,
feel like then
no
she
one-
realized that like in her head, like she didn't process that.
I didn't process that he, like, you know, had passed because we were close. Like he lived here for years, and you know we were always with him.
Like you said, like we were born with him in our lives.
We were born with him.
He saw us grow up. You know, but I feel like even when we went, I felt like we saw him being buried. It doesn't click.
It doesn't click, because let me tell you, Jessica, I feel like even then she was like no, like this is not like
even though you see them there and like you go through the whole experience, I feel like in my head for the longest I would be like, oh, he's in Mexico. He's in Mexico. Like
I don't know,
you know, like I feel like it I think it depends on the person. Like there is people that they get closure by being there and burying them and like doing the whole process, but I feel like sometimes even though your brain like no lo capta.
Yeah.
That's how I felt.
he was a great man, by the way. My grandpa,
He was.
I felt so bad.
And let me tell you something. As a man that came here straight from the border, mojado, he got himself up real quick. Because let me tell you, he got his own trailer, meaning like he but that's it's a homeowner.
He was there.
Yes, he had his own property. Period. He had his fat ass bank account. Let me tell you, my grandpa was that man. And I just want to say, my grandpa was just such a blessing to have in a family like ours. Like
I feel like I am who he was.
Yeah,
I'm so nice, and that's who he was.
He was very, very nice.
Even if people were off, he was still like.
No, I feel
he
like
still talk to you.
No, I feel like a lot of people. He helped a lot of people.
Yeah,
when
he
they
did.
were at their worst and they had no money, they would come and ask them, hey, can I borrow? And it was a lot of money. It wasn't 10, 20
$100
No,
or 500.
it was a lot of
like
money.
thousands of dollars.
Sorry, guys. And he would lend them that money.
Yeah.
And he would not be like, okay, like, give me my money now. Like, these people took years to pay him.
Yeah.
And I feel like he would always tell me, it's like, hey, Jessica, you have a chicken heart. Like, you need to be stronger. And I'm like, hey, Grandpa, but that's how I am. And he's like, I know. But yeah, like, I feel like the thing that I remember the most is, obviously, he used to smoke a lot.
Yeah.
So, like, just
then he
like
stopped.
That. Yeah, he did stop. Cold
stop.
turkey.
Dang.
He stopped
He
cold
stopped.
turkey.
No
hell,
nicotine patches, no.
Yeah.
He did stop. But that's what reminds me, because I lived with him since I was little.
Yeah.
Obviously, we moved out later on, but, you know, like, we would go visit him all the time.
Every weekend we were over there.
Yeah, and I feel like I would, like, steal his little, because he was a big crossword puzzle guy.
Oh my God, yeah.
And so we would always go and be like, Grandpa, can we do a crossword
Don't lose
puzzle?
my page though.
Yeah. Like, don't lose my page. Go all the way to the back.
Yeah, go all the way to the back and you better complete it.
Yeah.
Don't lose
I
my
think
page.
He had his little table. Y tenía todas sus medicines, su crossword puzzle. He used to always tell me, because when I started growing up, he'd be like, mija, go play with the vecina. Because he had a little vecina, una güerita. And I was like, no, Grandpa, I don't play anymore. He's like, stop playing. You're always going to be mi niña. And I was like, yeah, Grandpa, but no.
I think I'm not saying that your dad was mean, but I think the love, the interaction you didn't have with your dad as a child, you had it with your grandpa, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My grandpa would always be like, no, don't scream at them. Leave them alone.
Oh yeah, if we were at my grandpa's house, we weren't getting touched.
No, we were the making a mess
until we got in the car. And just like,
okay, he had a wife, right? And I guess his wife. Well, she used to be a hoarder, so siempre tenían un mes. Entonces cuando se iba la señora a su state, cuando ella se iba, le decía, Grandpa, can I clean your house? And he'd be like, yeah, clean my house and I'll pay you. I was like, okay. Y mi mamá decía, ¿cómo no limpian así la casa? Pero no era nada. We would just clean out his little, ¿cómo se llama? Ashtrays. You know,
And vacuum.
Pretend to vacuum.
oh
it.
my God,
Yeah,
you would let us
Ya
vacuum.
You would.
That's crazy.
But yeah, guys, like, he was an awesome grandpa to me.
He was.
Y
But-
todavía, like, he met my kid, he met my husband, like, we used to go there all the time, like, y siempre me decía, yo no quiero verte trabajando en las nurserías. He was like, we work hard for you to be here, y estudiar aquí is for you to be somebody, and don't let nobody tell you otherwise. And I was like, okay, Grandpa.
Yeah.
So anytime that I'm like, oh, like, busca trabajo en la nursería, I'm like, nope.
Nope. My grandpa said nope.
Exactly.
Nah, yeah, but yeah, my beloved grandpa.
I just want to talk about a little bit about that. When I felt that I was pregnant, which was literally the biggest shock of my life. Like,
I mean, let's make it clear, like your last pregnancy.
yes, my last pregnancy. Like, literally, I was not
Expecting,
a
but you were
Bitch, when I look at that, I was like, what? And you were one of my first to tell. Yeah. I was like, I sent her the picture.
Girl,
She was like,
I was scared. I thought she was going to tell me something else. I was already freaking out on the other end. And I was like,
and my daughter, she was like, how can you do this to us, Mom? And I was like, I don't know. I don't even know
I'm so
what.
sorry.
Exactly. So I go and I do this ultrasound and just to make sure. And I was already 10 weeks pregnant.
Goddamn.
Yes, exactly. Like, I was already 10 weeks with no symptoms and nothing. And I was like, oh my God, what did I do? Did I drink? Did I do this? So then I take this ultrasound and then I'm like, how am I going to tell my sisters? You know, they were like the people that I'm like, and I had to tell them, go to my job. And I was going to do this whole like, I'm pregnant. And then I was like, you guys got pranked. And then I was gonna be like, no, I'm just kidding. I am pregnant.
Like for real.
Pero luego, I think you couldn't show up or she couldn't show up because I think it was you because you were work.
Yeah, I was working 25/8.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, tell Mom to come to my house and come with
like the fat band.
yeah, like
everybody.
my mom and my sisters basically come together. Like, if you have to come together.
Yeah.
And she literally made it like, guys, like, show up. Like, I need you guys. And
Like,
we thought it was
sure.
another carne asada, girl. We were like, okay.
Yeah, because I had just gotten from work and and I have this in a video. So then I had just gotten from work. It was a Sunday. And so then my mom gets here with my sisters, and I'm like, and you're like, okay. So we sat around the table, and I put
this
my
exact table, by the way.
I put my wallet, I put my ultrasound picture. And so then I'm like, okay, like, you know, we were talking, and my dad was lingering. He was lingering because they were here. Usually he, when they were here, he would not like go in his room or like go outside. He would linger. He loved, because you know they didn't come often. So they would come and he would just linger. And I didn't want to tell my dad because my dad was a little chismoso. So I was like, he's gonna tell everybody, and I wasn't ready to tell anybody yet. So I'm like, Joanna, look, pass me my purse.
She's like,
pass me something for my purse.
She's like, go in there,
and she was
gonna
give me my purse. And then I was like, no, just get it, just take it out for me.
She's like, get whatever you gotta get out. And I was
she didn't even get it out of the wallet.
No,
she was like,
all I did was literally I just unzipped it, I like opened it like this, and I'm like,
no.
I was like, what? No. In the video, literally, I screamed to the top of my lungs.
Something at me. She's like, no, you crazy. And my mommy, my dad, it was like, ¿qué?
No. Can I say what dad said?
No way. And then I was like, Johanna, show mom. So she finally, after we hugged and we kissed and blah blah blah,
y'all left them there hanging.
Yeah, we left them on a cliffhanger.
They were like, what the? They were like, the video, they're like, ¿qué? Mi mom, ¿qué, Johanna? So then, I'm like, Johanna, hurry up, tell them.
And I'm all crying.
So then, Johanna takes out the picture and she gives it to my mom. My mom and my dad were like, what? Now you can say what dad said.
Out of all the things my dad could have said, like, congratulations, mira, oh my god. Ya andas de puerca.
No, dijo, yes, no, something about estas mamadas.
I swore he said something like that. Like, ya andas de I was like, what? I'm sorry?
No, like, what was about? Que son
que son esas marranadas. He said something like that. I was like, great, Dad. Great. Thanks for the moment.
Yeah, and then when he said that, I was like, it's your fault. And he was like, my fault? I was like, yeah, because every time I do favors for him, like he'll be like, mija, me lavas la ropa, or me llevas pa' acá, o me traes para allá. He used to be like, ay, mija, que Dios te lo pague con muchos hijos. So he used to always, I'm like, porque usted siempre diciendo que Dios me pague con más hijos, y mira. Yeah, and he used to always laugh. He's like, pues ya ni modo.
Yeah, but he still gave you your hug.
Yeah, he was like, and he promised to buy the crib and everything. And I was like, oh, but like it worked out, you know. Yeah. Like I was like, and after that he got sick, and I'm like, well, I feel like that's why like things happen the way they happen for me. Like,
it worked out.
Yeah, like even having my son at that moment literally helped me, like, you know,
get through it.
Yeah. I feel like not get through. I don't want to say get through it, but like for me not to lose the shit, you know. Yeah, sorry guys. Again, con la chilladera. Anyways, but
let it out, bitch. Because I feel like you're like, stick it in.
I think I've been like that like the whole time.
Yeah,
like I've been like
holding it in.
Yeah, because I have days where like I'm fine, and then I just like remember.
Yeah, I need to do better. Like this shouldn't be so hard, but it should be hard on you. You live with him your whole almost like 7 years of your life. Literally, like as a grown woman though, I'm saying like you live.
And I feel like I'm telling you. You remember Karina said he had an accident? Well, that's what he had to move in with me.
After that,
because he hurt his back, so I would help him from bed, take up the doctor's appointment, and after that he never left. He used to tell me, no, I can't leave you, or like anytime he felt like I was restricting him, because I'd be like, pa, limpieza los pies, no traiga la tierra para adentro, or pa, no fume, no deje las de estas, you know how he used to smoke?
Little butts.
Don't leave the smokes all around the house, because then the kids pick them up. You know, he would tell me, I can't leave you or whatever. And I feel like we had such a rough start of our lives together that those years that he lived with me,
made up for you.
And I'm like, oh, sorry. So yeah, that's why I feel like the way that we lived all those times together, like they were for a reason, you know. I spent all those birthdays together, Christmas together, like
you got to know him in another level.
Like, from like low-key hating him because of all the shit he did to me to like loving him so much. It was so weird.
Yeah.
So then, and like I'm telling you, like from the time that I got pregnant until my son was born, he was there for me.
Yeah.
And he took care of me. And like, oh, ¿qué se te antoja? Y se me antojaba mucho el squirt.
Yeah.
So he would always bring me a square, and like, you know, he was very attentive to me.
Yeah.
Things he wasn't in my other pregnancies.
Yeah.
I gave birth, he would call me in the hospital, like, ¿Cómo estás? Like, you know, he was there. Like, he couldn't go visit me, but he was there.
Yeah.
And like, sorry guys, but yeah, like I feel like it all worked out. And then obviously he got sick, and like I had to take him to this and that. But I feel like if I didn't have my son when he passed, I wouldn't have like kept it together as like, you know,
Like you did.
like my son was born for with me, like for a reason, you know.
Yeah.
Because I feel like obviously I don't drink, but I feel like I would have like felt like
You would
I
have dived into it.
Yeah, for sure.
What is one thing, like in a positive note, like what is one thing that reminds you of your dad? Like if you say anything, your dad comes to your mind.
Oh, for sure that. Like my pregnancy announcement, for sure.
Yeah, you always
Yeah.
thinking about that.
Yeah, like I feel like, or finding pictures. Or remember you told me that you found
Everything reminds me of my dad.
Yeah, everything.
Everything. Cualquier cancioncita.
Yeah.
Especially if I see somebody drinking Bud Light.
Oh, yeah.
Or if I see
even
everything.
my son reminds me of my dad.
Yeah,
Everything.
everything
Los castillos
is-
de él, and I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Because none of my other kids have. Well, Carlitos has like face features, and like
yeah.
he's
The
more of-
ears.
yeah, he's more on that side.
Yeah. What about you, Joanna?
What reminds you of dad?
For me, mostly, I feel like what reminds me, and this might be weird, but I really miss the hospital.
Oh yeah.
I miss the hospital so.
I went
much.
recently.
Me too,
I
girl.
broke out.
I don't know,
Girl, I panicked.
but
But it's
I
'cause
feel
you were there
so
for the
close
longest.
to that there. I
Yeah.
don't know. So
Every time you see a hospital, you get reminded about your dad. But like in a good note, because
in a
I
good
bet,
note,
like,
because I feel like that's where I spend the most of my time with
Oh,
him.
yeah?
That's where I really
Yeah,
got
more
to
to
know
know him.
my dad.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Like I tell my sisters this, and we talk about it all the time. It's that it's crazy how life works, because as a little girl, I never knew my dad. Like of course I see him, I say hi, like hi, bud, like, you know. But
He was around.
Yeah, he was around all the time, you know, and he always wanted to be around. Which thank God, like, you know, other dads shit, they'd be like, man, fuck you, like, shoot,
Yeah.
you need money, well, damn, that sucks. Like,
Yeah.
you know, my dad always wanted to be involved, always.
Yeah.
And he used
I
to
wanted to see you.
definitely, he used to, you know, just little things between us, like we would papeles para la cola, papi. that was like, and that's just little things like that. And I feel like, you know, as a little girl, you know, just seeing your dad but not really knowing, kind of.
Yeah.
So I feel like, yeah, when, you know, when he needed of me and I was there, it was like I said, it was a blessing in disguise, because I got to know my dad for my dad. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like, yeah, like the hospital, as much as it might be weird, but it literally brings me back.
So before we go,
Okay.
one thing that reminds me of my great grandparents,
Oh.
de mi mamá Julia, is su coquita.
She was good as
Coke. And she would burp at everything. She would drink water.
Oh my God,
She would
like
burp
you.
water. Me, I burp like crazy.
Really?
Yes, I could be drinking water and I burp.
Girl, I used to be so amazed because ella toma agua and she would burp.
Yeah.
Y yo, I've never, like, I'm not a big burper.
Yeah, I don't burp unless I drink a lot of Sprite. And it has to be
Really?
Sprite.
But
I
no.
can't. Coca, I'm good.
And
Yeah,
so I would
no.
be like, how do you do that? She's like, I don't know.
It just happened.
Yeah.
And she was like that too.
She was like that?
She
Oh
was
my
like that.
God.
And then mi pachevo, it was le gustaban sus cigarrillos, and he would sit in his rocking chair, and we have a picture of him sitting in this rocking chair, and he would smoke his cigarro.
Oh, wow.
And mi mamá Maria, I remember her. I'm more like a herbalist lady, you know.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
así
Yeah.
bien-
Like a te barría, because that's your
Yeah.
biggest memory.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like crazy how everybody has a little detail
Oh, yeah.
from their loved ones. Like it just pops up into your head.
Yeah, for sure.
Go ahead, girl. I just wanted to mention that.
Well, I want to dedicate this episode to our loved ones. Y remember, guys, si quiere prenderle una velita, like no tiene que hacer un altar de dinero ni nada, like just una velita, un vasito de agua, and just wanna do a moment of silence for all our loved ones. Oh, before our shout out, before our moment of silence, I want to do a little shout out because he shared our post and ¿cómo se dice?
Supporting us. He's our
Supporting
biggest
us.
supporter, boy. He's our number one fan. He's our little cheerleader, you know.
Sorry, guys, I'm ando bien chillona. So big shout out to our cousin Noah. Thank you,
We
Noah.
love you. Thank you for all the support. We
Yes,
appreciate
thank
it,
you,
and we
thank
feel
you.
it from all the way over here.
Yes. yes.
We're soaking it up. So
yes, so now I want to do a little moment of silence for our people.
for the moment of
Alrighty.
silence, a little salute to my dad.
So this is Jessica.
Joanna,
Jessie.
Karina.
and this is
Ready or not, Latinas, here we come.